Hi, this is for Marie. Spring is fast approaching, and if you're like me, you love using the beautiful scrapbooking papers to create tags. I'm going to show you an idea using some specific papers, but of course there are lots of different options available. The first pad that I will be using is the design paper from K & Company, and it's Wild Raspberry. This is 8.5 by 8.5 sized cardstock, and what's nice about this pad is there are lots of colors to choose from and designs, floral, and there's some fun paisleys and some small checks. This is really pretty paper in that it's double-sided, and what's really important, since we're going to be making, or the focal point will be a spring dress, is having small patterns for smaller scaled designs is really important. And the tag design is actually 4x6. That's the focus. So this is one pad that I'm going to be pulling papers from. The second is me and my big ideas. And this particular collection is Mambi Sheets, and it's, I believe, newly released. The spring on the back are some of the featured papers. These are really pretty, brights, lots of greens, birds, lots of choices to pick from. It kind of gives you a little bit of a sample of what's in that pad. Spring. Okay, the papers that I selected are the kind of spring green, polka dot, big polka dot, and then a splash of every color you can imagine that to me says spring. And these are approximately 4x6. I'm going to adhere them together front to back so they'll look like this. Let's get started. Okay, the next thing that has inspired the spring tag is a beautiful book entitled Collage Couture, Techniques for Creating Fashionable Art, and it is written by Julie Nutting. She's done some amazing things with papers, as you can see. She's very, very talented, and this book is worth checking out. So I've been challenging myself with the good old scissors and paper and of course my love for fashion, in trying to create fashion-related ideas and dresses. So I came up with this using that cardstock from K & Company that I showed you, a little mini spring dress, and I'm not finished with this, but this is going to be one of the features on the tag. It requires layers and some time to kind of create a template, but she has some great ideas, so go for it. Okay, the next step is distressing the edges to add some interest and depth. And I'm so excited that I just purchased the Victorian Velvet Distress Ink by Tim Holtz. So I'm going to go for it. I like the, oops, there's a spot on this. Not cool. That's okay, because I'll be able to work over that when I do my layering. But I'm just going to go around and just distress the edges. I like this because it gives a beautiful contrast, and pinks and greens tend to be really beautiful together. They're really popular and in right now, and it picks up the colors on the back as well. So go ahead and distress the edges, and you might find something else that works for you. The tones of greens are also pretty, and it depends on what you choose on as far as the cardstock dress colors that'll really dictate how you distress the edges and what colors you use. So just go for it, be creative. Don't worry if there's a little mistake, like I'm not sure what happened there, but that'll most likely will be covered, okay? Okay, going back to the Gerber Daisy, once you've scanned it and did whatever you needed to do via Photoshop or just simply decided to print with your color printer on some good quality cardstock, go ahead and cut it out. And then what I did is I used actually VersaMagic Red Brick archival ink to ink the edges, but there's no reason why you couldn't use even a distress ink. The Victorian Velvet would work just as well. So I just inked the edges, and then I enhanced and outlined the stem with a Copic marker, and this one is YG03 yellow green, but again you could use a colored pencil or any marker really. I just wanted to give it a little more depth, so I just enhanced that with my marker. Next, I'm deciding the placement of my sentiments that I will be stamping on. A couple that I've chosen are spring related. One is from Making Memories, the flower patch, and the sentiment is Beauty and Bloom. The second one is a little French saying, and I purchased this stamp collection from Clearly Impressed, and it is Vintage Labels G1300. So I'm getting a feel for where I want them placed on the tag. I've placed my Gerber Daisy, and I like the image to kind of extend beyond the actual tag, with the fashion spring dress in the center focal point, and one of the sentiments to the left, and I think one would look nice underneath the dress. So I'm just kind of deciphering where I want that, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp that with some archival ink. I'm truly excited. I have the stamped sentiments. I'm very pleased with the placement and what they say. It's very springified, and I am moving forward to begin finishing the layers. So the next step is to get my collage dresses and my flowers. I'm going to place them, and I will probably use mounting tape or something to give the dress a little three-dimensionality so that it pops off the tag, and I will be adhering the daisy. And then of course I need to center and hole punch the area so that it's true tag, and then I can do some fun stuff with ribbons. So stay tuned. The Eck hand punches are fabulous. I love, love, love them. They're easy to use, and I, of course, have been playing with the butterfly, because spring to me is not just flowers and spring dresses and beautiful bright colors, but also butterflies. So play with your cardstock. I found some fun colors, and I'm going to add a butterfly to my tag because that to me is indicative of spring. So any hand punch that you can find that has a butterfly or even a stamp would be a fun idea to add.